So I think the iPhone 6 came out in 2014. I upgraded my iPhone 5 to a 6 in, I think, May 2015, and I've been using the iPhone 6 platform up until today. I've gone through a few of them after cracking screens, breaking display panels, and other issues, and I've had this current one for, I think, coming on 4 years now. It's been working hard, but it's old and it's slowing down, and the battery life is not as good on it, and I think it's time to upgrade. So as you can tell by the title, in this video we're going to be unboxing this iPhone 11. If there was a cut in the video, it's because my address was showing in the last clip, but I'm going to be using my handy ruler here to open this box a bit more. So this phone was sitting on my porch for a couple hours, probably 3 or 4 hours while I was at school. I have a college class and many more soon, but only one right now. And I leave for that class at 11 in the morning, and this was delivered at 11:07, and I was running late today, so I left later than usual. Isn't that something? I didn't mention this up until now, but I got the product red version. I got it because it looks cool. I also got 128 gig. I got it because it looks cool, but it also goes to a good cause, which is awesome. I'm not going to be turning this on just yet because you can see there is a lot of frost forming on it because it just came in from freezing weather. I don't actually need this razor to open this. Just realized there's a tab here. Pull on that and it slides out. And the Apple logo is a glossy red. That's cool. So I'm going to move the tripod down and let's go ahead and lift the cover. So I am getting a case for this, but it is on its way still, and this phone is freezing cold. You can see it's like freezing, so I'm going to let this warm up before I use it at all, but it's a lot bigger. Well, it's slightly bigger, and I'll just set that aside for now. We can open up the box here. So if we dump out this designed by Apple in California thing, we have a product red kind of poster card. We have our, looks like a quick start guide, our SIM eject tool. This is unlocked as well. I'm going to throw the SIM card from my old phone in here. Apple stickers, this is the most important part. And then just some warranty information and other stuff. Further in the box, we have our power adapter. I think this supports quick charge, but I'm not sure, or fast charge rather. And then further in the box, even more, we have another lightning cable and our wired earbuds, which I don't plan on getting any AirPods anytime soon, but this is what comes in the normal box. So let's take some more of this wrapping off. And it's a clean design. Like I said, it is bigger than the iPhone 6. I'm sure everyone knows that. I'm holding a bare glass iPhone about 3 feet up in the air. It's kind of making me uncomfortable. I'm going to set that in the box to warm up because there's frost all over it right now, and I'll continue the video when we're ready to continue. So one last clip on my faithful iPhone 6. I have a battery bank to the side because this poor thing barely holds a charge anymore. So I unboxed this iPhone on, I think, December 2nd, and it is March 13th. So it's been a good 3 months, so I'm going to title this iPhone Unboxing and 3-month Update. So I have a few things I want to talk about in regards to this phone. The first thing is going to be the battery life. You can see, if I swipe down here, that it has 7% left. I'm not worried about it because I have gone to my friend's house and had 7% on the phone and been fine for 3 or 4 hours until I come home. If I charge the iPhone up to 100%, which I only have to do a couple times every week, I can usually get 2.5 days of battery life out of it. So sorry for that cut, my poor iPhone 6 ran out of space. So I was talking about the battery life, if I remember correctly. And basically, to sum it up, I can get more than a couple days of charge out of this thing off 100% still. I mean, in the next couple of years, it's going to be where my iPhone 6 is, but for now, it's working great. Battery life is amazing. Second thing I want to go into, and it's not going to be much, is it's a lot faster than my iPhone 6. That's to be expected, but I'm blown away at how fast this thing is. And Face ID works pretty well, so, that's really nice. The fingerprint reader on my iPhone 6 really didn't work, and it never really worked for my friends as far as they've told me. So it's nice to have a super fast working kind of login system. The only issue I have with like Face ID is when I'm laying down on my pillow, it doesn't recognize me, so that's kind of funny. Going back on the speed, things like Shazam, SoundHound, all that would never load on the iPhone 6, and it would never detect a song, just because theoretically it was too slow, because the iPhone 11 here does it super quickly, right away. Things are fast, things aren't as glitchy, things are just all around better because of that. Next thing I want to talk about is the camera quality. I've been recording the last couple of videos on the iPhone 11 just before I ended up getting this, review unboxing video done, and the camera quality is really nice. I have a couple cool shots of my friend pushing his Jeep that I'll throw in the video. The camera records in up to 4K 60, and the only issue with that is there are two video modes. There is more compatible and higher efficiency or something. And the more efficient option doesn't really seem to be compatible, at least right out of the box with the computers, and maybe I'll record in 4K 60 at some point, but I think I can only do that for a limited amount of time before like a buffer fills up or an over temperature trips or something. Maybe I'll water cool it when I decide to record 4K 60. The next thing is the larger screen. These phones do have a larger screen than the older ones, and that's always really nice for, say, looking at documentation. I can clearly see what's going on the thing. That combined with the greater speed on this phone makes it a lot better for more than Snapchat and texting, and I can actually use it to, say, look at documentation. The only two bad things I have are, once again, the Face ID sometimes doesn't recognize me, especially when I'm laying on my pillow. Occasionally it'll randomly wake up, so if you tap it, it turns on, and if you pick it up like that, it turns on. And that's really nice. I certainly love those features, but occasionally if I move it around in my pocket or something, it'll just come on like that, and it's kind of not really, a big deal, but I'm sure later on down the line when my battery life is really precious on this phone, having it randomly wake up is going to be an issue. Another thing is the screenshot button press is the volume up and the lock button. And sometimes when I swing it around to put it in my pocket, I'll hit the buttons, and that was the totally most faked thing you've ever seen in your life, but you get the point. So sometimes I'll just randomly hit the wrong button and it'll screenshot. I have so many screenshots of my home screen and my lock screen, you wouldn't believe it. And those are the only downsides I really notice about this phone. I didn't think I'd like having a bigger phone, but I do love it actually, so it's great. Over the last 3 months, it's been a joy to use, and it's certainly an upgrade over my iPhone 6. And with that said, I think that's all I have to say about this. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next video.